I just tried making this video, but I kept fucking crying, and I gotta stop crying. I made Tinder again. And before anybody asks, why are you on Tinder? You're pregnant, blah, blah, blah. Because I deserve to be happy too. I deserve happiness. If he can be happy with someone else while we were together, then I can be happy after the fact. And before I get the you're still in love, I'm not. I don't love him anymore. I don't even like him most days. But I'm not going to stop him from seeing his kid. Anyway, that wasn't the point of this. The point is Tinder. In my bio, it specifically says, please read, like big bold letters, please read. Not looking for a hookup. I'm pregnant. I want a friendship to lead to a long-term relationship, or just friends in general, because I'm looking for a good conversation and I deserve to be happy too. It says something along those lines, not exactly like that, but it's pretty much the gist of it. And anyone who swipes on me, I message them first and I say, hey, saw we matched, wondering if you read my bio. Most of the time they'll say yeah, even though I think they go back and read it after the fact. Except this one guy. Yesterday, let's go with the yesterday guy. He messaged and he's like, okay, cool, I'm looking for, I'm more looking for a hookup, but I could also use friends, and we're having this conversation, everything seems to be going good, and just friendship vibes, like good conversation vibes, until he adds me on Instagram. And I typically don't add on Instagram because it's more family oriented and I keep it private, but I figured if we were just going to be friends, there wasn't going to be like any harm or foul, you know? And we're chatting back and forth, and I knew it was going to get sexual because he kept sit down because he kept mentioning his sex drive and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm horny as shit all the time. Like, in my head, I said this part, I'm like, I'm horny as shit all the time, but I'm not having sex while I'm pregnant. I'm not going to risk my son, blah, blah, blah. And I have a lot of complications right now, like, I can't. So then when we start chatting on IG, the first voice message he sends me is a, 1 minute conversation about how his dick is so big that he can't wear gray sweatpants because it's gonna show and he's gonna get arrested and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, fuck you. Like, that is not a friendship conversation. That is not even a first fucking conversation. So, yes, it was mean, but I blocked him. And then I matched with a guy last night, and again, he messaged me first and said, hey, and we were going back and forth, and he brought up the pregnancy. I said, yeah, into today, our conversation went into this morning, and he already read the bio, so I'm not going to ask him if he read it. He's like, how far along are you? I said 6 months, and now mind you, we had a conversation before this, like, he was talking about work and stuff like that, and he goes, asked how far along I am. I said close to 6 months. And he's like, so you're showing. Now, the second he said that, I fucking knew. Before you say, how did you know? Because everyone who has matched on me without reading my bio has, with me having to point out my bio, has asked that, and I know exactly where it goes. And I said, yeah, I mean, I've always been plus size, but you can tell now, that I'm pregnant. And he's like, so cute. And he says something else, and then he goes, I know your bio says you're not into hookups, but we should hook up. I said no, and we're having a conversation back and forth, and then he goes, well, if you change your mind, maybe you'll hit me up. I said, probably not. And he's like, well, at least I tried. I said, I don't want to lead you on, so I hope you find what you're looking for. I don't know. I feel like if someone's bio says no hookups, seeking long-term relationship, why are you going to message someone you know that that's not what they're going to give you? And if you know that, if the bio specifically says, I'm not trying to hook up, why would you swipe on them? My problem is I've always met men either in person at my jobs or, yes, from Tinder, but the ones from Tinder have never lasted. And I'm too pregnant to do this shit, but I want to be happy too. Why can't I fucking be happy? And before I get the comments of, oh, your son's gonna make you happy, your son's gonna be that, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't have that codependency on your son. And no, I don't want to be codependent on a man, but I also want... And I can't explain it if you haven't felt this feeling. I'm just not good enough to be the person you choose. And I have to fucking accept that, but I don't want to accept it.